Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Shiur. We'd like to thank our sponsors for this week, and we would like to wish a refuah shlema to Ram Ben Sar Gitel B'toch Shar Cholei Yisrael Be'ezrat Hashem. Today, we are going to be discussing a major topic, the topic which I know the least about, but I found some interesting sources today that might shed light. And the question is that we're going to handle today is, what is the definition of love? What is love? Now, we know the song, maybe some of us know the dance. I will not demonstrate it for you. But the Goyim, they have a certain concept of love, and that is, don't hurt me. The Goyim say love is the avoidance of affliction. If you don't hurt me, then we're in love. That's how the Goyim define it. Now the Chachamim tell us that if you want to know what the Torah says, the only thing you have to do is ask a Goy what he thinks. Take that, flip it 180 degrees, right all the way around, and that is exactly what the Torah believes. So that is not love. The Goyim believe that to be love. Love is just avoidance of affliction. That's not what love is. Love is something more positive. And what we're going to do is focus on a Mishnah in Pirkei Avot that reads as follows. Kol ahava shehi tluya b'davar. Any love that is predicated on something, it's dependent on something. Batel davar batla ava. If that something which the love depends on is gone, then the love will also be gone. She'ena tuluya b'davar. Now, if the love is not based on anything, eina betela le'olam, it will never ever end. The love will be forever. What's an example of love which is dependent on something? Zu ahavat Amnon v'Tamar. That is the love that Amnon and Tamar shared. We're going to see exactly what that means in a moment. What's an example of love which is not based or dependent on anything? Zu ahavat David v'Yohonatan. That's the love that David and Yohonatan shared. They were very good friends. And we're going to again see what that means in just a moment. Now, I want to focus on three central mefarshim over here in this Mishnah. Each one has a different definition of the meaning of love, and what true love is, and what fake love is, based on this Mishnah. Now, the first one is going to be Rashi. Rashi explains that any love in the world that is based on anything that is not kurva vereut is not real love. So from Rashi we can see, I'm going to explain the words in a moment. From Rashi we see that real love, the definition of love according to Torah and Judaism, is love that is because of kurva and re'ut. That is real love. Kurva means closeness, re'ut means camaraderie, friendship. If the love is based on something else, then that is not real love. If you think you're going to get something out of the person that you're friends with or that you're in love with, then that is not real love. The example given is Amnon v'Tamar. As Rashi explains, Amnon loved Tamar only l'shem ni'uf. Amnon wanted physicality with Tamar. That's what he liked about Tamar. Ni'uf is an expression of physicality, is a mitzvah in most cases. But in this case, it had a bad intention. It was called ni'uf, something despicable. And that is an ahava tuluya b'davar. It's dependent on that. Now, surely there were other elements to this relationship, but it was nothing to do with kurva and re'ut. It was nothing to do with closeness and friendship. I love this person because I love this person. I enjoy being around this person. I enjoy spending time with this person. We connect in many ways, on many levels. We see eye to eye on many different points. He's a conservative. I'm not a liberal. We see eye to eye on all these things. Kurva ve'ut. I see that this person is my friend. That's why I love him. That's Rashi's explanation of what love is. Now we move to the Rambam. The Rambam, Maimonides, was also a doctor, by the way. The Rambam says the following. The Rambam says that ahava, real love, is based on spirituality. He takes a more esoteric approach to this. If a person's love is based on something which is gashmiut, which is physical, whether that's intimacy, whether that's gifts that you give to one another, money. That's a big reason why people claim that they love each other nowadays. They have a lot of money. People can't get married until they have enough money to buy a house, something like that. I don't know what's going on in the world nowadays. But if that's what love is based on and predicated on, so once that is gone, let's say you marry somebody for money and they lose their money, there's no way that the same love is there anymore. All of a sudden, you hate each other because the reason for that love was based on something physical. The physicality is gone, whatever that may be, the love is gone. However, says the Rambam, if the love is based on something spiritual, then that love is going to transcend the mitziyut. It's going to transcend reality. It's going to be above everything in the world because your love is based on something which transcends reality. It's above nature. That's what spirituality is. So therefore, if a person tells you that they love their spouse because they make good food, if they tell you they love their spouse because they have a good job, then unfortunately, according to the Rambam, they are not actually in love. They might have affection for each other, they might enjoy spending time together, maybe, but they are not under the category of people who are in love. People who love each other is when it's based on spirituality. That is always going to win. And therefore, if you say, I love my spouse because he or she is a spiritual person, I like the way they do mitzvot, I like the deep conversations we have about Hashem, I appreciate the way that that my wife dresses, b'tzniut, I appreciate the way my husband learns Torah, etc., etc. According to the Rambam, that is true love. Because that love will never ever be erased. It will always exist, just like spirituality will always exist. Physical things, maybe not forever. Spirituality is forever, like diamonds. But actually this time, spirituality is the real deal, and that love will be forever and ever. So we had Rashi, we had the Rambam. And finally, I'd like to turn to the Rabbeinu Yonah. And the Rabbeinu Yonah says, what is love? Love is defined, he doesn't give a definition, but what he gives us is a siman. He gives us a signpost, a sort of measuring stick for, are you in love or are you not in love? Take the love test with Rabbeinu Yonah. And Rabbeinu Yonah explains to us like this. If you love a person, even though you know that some type of damage might accrue to you as a result of this love, and still you love that person, says Rabbeinu Yonah, that is a good sign that you are actually in love, that you have this midah of ahava, you love this person, even though you know that there will be some damage. And that's why the Mishnah gives the example of David and Yohanatan. We haven't really explained the nature of their relationship, but the Rabbeinu Yonah goes into it. David and Yohanatan, so it was actually supposed to be that Yohanatan was going to be the next king. According to the lineage, it should have been Yohanatan. But David HaMelech was picked by Shmuel HaNavi, ultimately by Hashem, to be the Melech, to be David HaMelech. And Yohanatan, his response to that was, I'm going to continue being your friend. I'm going to still love you, even though that means that you are going to be the Melech and not me. I know that this friendship is going to cause me to only be the vice president, second in command, but because of our friendship, I'm not going to try to usurp you. I'm going to allow you to have that position out of my love for you, even though it's going to cause me damage. That was the love that David and Yohanatan had. And says Rabbeinu Yonah, this is directly in contrast to a reaction that the wives of David HaMelech had when it came to him and Shaul HaMelech. Yeah? Shaul HaMelech was the king before David. And then, for whatever reason, Shaul had to terminate his malchut, his reign as the king, and David HaMelech was ready to take over. And Shaul was not very prepared to give the reins over to David HaMelech. And David HaMelech's wives, say Rabbeinu Yonah, they encouraged David HaMelech that they should attack Shaul HaMelech. Say, look, this guy, he's not going to let you be the king. You know that you deserve it. go and finish him off already. Maybe kill him, right? So that is not real love. These women were not displaying the midah of ahava to David HaMelech. They were displaying ahava tulya b'davar. It was dependent on something. So long as you're the king, right? If you're going to be damaged, then there's no love over here. There's no love. But Yehonatan and David, he said, even though I'm going to be damaged by this, and it's going to impact me negatively, directly, I'm still going to be your friend. There's still going to be love between us. So what is love? The big question. I still don't know. But it's certainly not just removing pain. Don't hurt me no more. That's not what love is. Absolutely not. It's the exact opposite. According to Rashi, it's kurva v'reut. It's just, I get along with this person. I relate to this person a lot. I enjoy their company. That is love. That's love. According to the Rambam, it's a spiritual connection. It's a love based upon ruchniut, connection to Hashem, connection to Torah, connection to mitzvot. That is real love. Anything else, according to the Rambam, who was a doctor, so this is a diagnosis. According to the Rambam, anything else is not love. And according to Rabbeinu Yonah, love can be measured by, will I still love this person even if I know it'll damage me, even if I know it'll hurt me, I'm still going to fight through and love this person. So we have 3 definitions here in the Rishonim about what love is, and I hope that this shiur was enlightening. If anybody has any comments on this topic, I would really actually genuinely like to hear it, your thoughts. And this is a topic that interests me very much. If you have any more sources to share with me, I'm open to hearing. Thank you very much. Chazak u'baruch to the sponsors, and have a nice Shabbat.